let's talk about My Hero Academia. Now, this show blew up literally back when I was early 20. All right. Now, what ends up happening, right, is I end up becoming a canine conundrum, grabbing over 300 asses at a convention, right? Literally, and this show was as popular in. So, first off, is I want to state that I learned this thing called reverse. And reverse is when you do the ugly thing, in order to lead to a pretty thing so you can get a straightforward result. All right. So, what I'll do is I'll go in reverse. And the thing about the ARL, the animation rap league, I'm 31 now, but back then this was a big journey in my early 20s, literally before it became big, like Snoop Dogg and Fabulous. All right. Until a point when My Hero came out with a second season that had a tournament, which was his most epic season. The Arrow couldn't have a battle with My Hero characters, right? Because they had characters like Todoroki and Deku Lily that referenced me, and they didn't make me mid-tier. And that's a big fucking thing, for my child guys. Okay, so another thing. Alright, literally, it's that I'm recognizing, a lot, because the rules of domestic violence is I shouldn't have error. The family should have told you so much shit, this, and that. Literally, they would stop you from going places. Literally, when I tell you my pain every single day, I'm going to all these places, it's not meaning shit because it's not straightforward, like, driving in a car, this, etc. And I have a whole bunch of money in a studio that I can't access. Literally, I know the studio is made to set me up to a certain extent, but not when it comes to common sense. So I have trillions of dollars in a fucking studio, and you're doubling probably, $300,000 in debt. Literally, when everybody else is $1 trillion in that, it's not really good. Is that a failure or success? Because what I do is I use my cousin as a requirement. Literally, I use her, literally working at a real restaurant in order to see my statement, for calligraphy and literature. But what ends up happening, literally, is nobody takes it seriously. Everybody, agrees that everybody should be, young. When the amendment I looked up, you should still put two and two together. I just looked it up, online. You should be building finances due to being fucked over in your early 20s, alright? So what ended up happening, during that third season of My Hero Academia, is an ugly opening came out, and it gave me a big opening, okay? Because what ends up happening, literally, is that the same day I go to a convention, it's the same day they have their fourth opening, and it's really, really upbeat, like literally, Lupe Fiasco, not hip-hop, but, a soul festival, okay? All right, and that's not exactly Lupe at all, but it's the same level of soul. All right, now let's digress. Okay, what happened? Literally was I made my mom Chi Chi. Literally, why I had a hookup with the voice actor Goku and Christopher Sabat. Right, so I had 2 versus 8 in evaluation. Literally, every fucking gangster, all these fucking insane people are coming at me like, yo, I wish I could have a 2 versus 8, evaluation. Literally, my first day I got Riz, my first day I got this and that. I'm like, okay, well, fucking, I had 2 versus 8. I got fucked up like a fluid gangster for fucking 4 years. Really, I was eloquent. I had this and that, and she made me feel like I was mustard. All right, you wanna know why? Because it's not her Devario, the full Ontario, it's the fact that you're not using common sense. Literally, the shit that I shit the shit that I know, literally, is way beyond, a popular girl's comprehension. Because my girls, what they started doing was they started, to put being popular over their own lives. All the way to the point, literally, when they're reading shit, you should have validated the company. You should have validated the company. And I explained, saying is putting two and two together. And what a gangster does is he goes around saying, literally, to get his Looney Tunes, but he plays up how shit like he does shit like he looks at the corner of the fucking wall. Literally, then he does this, literally, then he does some acrobatic shit, then he stays in a Deus Ex Machina. This is a thing called Ghostface and Scarface, literally, when I stay in a Deus Ex Machina on purpose. And what ends up happening, right, is that when that ends up happening, okay, literally, you're stuck in a fucking Looney Tune, literally, and now you can fool people, but now you can't get high quality like me, literally, because I know the difference between a gangster who steals money and real money is completely different. I know real money is something you work hard for, alright? So, with all that shit fucking happening, they reach it, yo, you should have been putting insane, literally, because what they're doing, what they don't understand, is that they're fitting into a gangster's insane, alright, literally, so, that's why I told them, gangsters are primarily, able to influence you in, ages like teenagers, but young adults, who's been there, done that. After you bust a nut and have a kid, after hide having a kid, you're no longer scared of a gangster. Nobody got that, okay? Literally, and what ended up happening is I had the common sense, literally, if you align to a rapper, or I have more than one wife, literally, or I have more than one baby mama, literally, when I actually did the true research that you're supposed to literally have valuable sperm to the point where you're supposed to literally give sperm to everybody to the point you pass on your genetics because your genetics are talented, alright? Literally, that is not bad at all if you actually think about it. Literally, let's just take your childhood fantasy away, literally, and this shit is so fucking out of pocket, literally. Every single time you say, oh, he beat the uncle easily, this and that. He just took a trip to San Francisco, literally, he just did this and that. Literally, you do get around from grandma saying, Tommy, that's how you live life. Literally, you're supposed to get wet in San Francisco, literally, that's what you call really living. That's why it's really strenuous, alright? Literally, and it's insane. literally. And in the hood, I had something brown with Jesse when I was up against Uncle Tommy, literally. I was dancing with Jesse and the song was brown, literally. Boom, we just up on your brains, literally. I had all that shit, literally. This is a very important video, guys, because literally what I just saw from Cjef-Breexis, literally, because I can call out, manipulation. I called out manipulation with my uncle. I called out female manipulation with my abusive girlfriend. What ends up happening, right, is that, Cjef-Breexis, right? Lily, me and Cjef-Breexis were competing. Lily, I had 400. Lily, he had 300. I had more subs at the time. I knew his method was better. So the logic behind Cjef-Breexis was he makes actual custom thumbnails from Naruto Old News and Storm videos. He also took up a tutorial, user versus psychology video saying that his game was better than, Sparky's and all the games, right? Lily, so did this guy named Steve, who I used to be calling the Arrow with, right? I knew that he was hacking him. I knew that this, and that happened, Lily. And did I hear Lily, oh, I have to, hack Grizz, in order to protect him from a predator? Would I have a masculine macho ego? All right, and, my new anime is coming out, like, Blue Lock, it's coming out for his definite third season. Lily, we got Remu Asai right now, Lily, which is really slapping and kicking ass, Lily, which has the little girl that just got bodied by the way, but she's still really good, Rosella form. Alright, Lily, we have Outer Banks, Lily, coming up on Netflix, Lily, we have a whole bunch of shit happening, but then, what happened was, I'm not gonna sound too crazy, but I had a whole, time I watched Stuck in My Boys, Courtney, James, and Robert Russo. We all watched a marathon Yu-Gi-Oh! GX every single day in the season. So what ended up happening with the Domestic Violence crew, right? Literally, I used to work for Funimation with Christopher said that I used to pick 2 episodes that close opening like a fight because I used to be, a street fight. I used to be a street performer like, Too Short, MC Hammer, etc. In fact, where I grew up, Fremont, MC Hammer used to take the bar. So how I found the episodes, I was stuck in a group home like at San Leandro after flashing on my family, right? Literally, I was able to download episodes individually and use them as a delicacy, so I knew which episodes to choose for the reality show. And so I had all these girls, I had this, and that. Literally, so the original fucking rule was my best girlfriend, Mariah, chose Drawn Together. It seems a little Ariel girl going in and out, literally. It looked like a hook like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But my best girl, Kayla, that was supposed to be in Hibison, really something that because that's Kelly, right? Literally, so the Iverson girl chose an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX that had calculations, that had this and that, and even had chances like Disney, and then Chance ended up dying while I was with my mom. I'm like, please allow her PG, people, literally, because I gangsta gets a side PG in order to get shit done. So I made sure that I was a big Snoop Dogg celebrity in order to get big security, alright? Now, what ends up happening, right, is that she spanks her, literally, after having all those hooks for Mariah. Immediately after the fucking episode, literally, I'm like, what's the fucking break? Because Mariah has, spank combinations every single day, in order for my street strategy, to fool people wearing guns, to relieve my balls, right? Literally, so, what ends up happening, we have all these distractions, we have Cheyenne, we have Cjef-Breexis coming up themselves, we have me knowing Steve, we have fucking Grandma right now, literally being conflicted, literally calling me out for the fucking munchies, but literally laughing while I'm doing a dance like Shakira in India better, so what ends up happening, so I'm like, okay, so what happened literally to Mariah, Kayla, and Kelly, eating Mariah at the same time, eating her ass at the same time, literally, what happened to that? Literally, that hasn't happened, literally, that should happen every single day if you keep up with I Am Sasuke. So, the biggest problem with that, literally, is, I don't know, literally, because what happens, literally, is it lands on something, like, all the complaining about, Cjef-Breexis, and I just look at how far I went in that fucking sign game.